or they are doing their day-to-day activity, and I say running BOST. Into every state-owned enterprise has acts or has laws that protect it or direct its activities. And so when you go against the act or the laws, the Auditor General, it states clearly what is supposed to be done. Now remember, this current Auditor General has adopted some strategy. Anytime Obeko audit any state-owned enterprise, the language the Auditor General writes to prove say he always garnishes or tries to soften the language. But when you go to the Auditor General's Act or the Audit Act, now it is clear. But the Auditor General, knowing so majority of these people were appointed by Akufo-Addo, and the report now what they do is, even when the audit service writes the report, they go there and they massage the grammar. So it does not clearly show, but the actions and the records clearly point say fraud has been committed, corruption has been committed, but the Auditor General nicely uses words to run away, to protect people who are supposed to be prosecuted. It was a 2 weeks contract. It was on the 9th, it was the 17th of September 2020, and on the side contract in May. The company that was awarded the contract is Universal Standard Complex. 98,000. That is old Ghana 980 million. 4 weeks contract. So we gave this contract is basically about supply of ideal milk. I'm specific about the milk. I'm ideal milk. And then what? Soda water. Ghana ideal milk and soda water to BOST depots. And this company, Belmont 90 Limited, BOST gave them 106,000. Sorry. They gave them 98,000. Technically, old Ghana cedis, 980 million. Hey, 98,000 is saying. Certificate to commence business not provided. Our DPPA certificate expired on April. My contract in September. The certificate of that company had expired in April. And this MD, Provencal, he sits there and makes sure this goes through. 98,000 Ghana for ideal milk. 980 million old Ghana cedis for ideal milk and soda to BOST depots. 980 million old Ghana cedis for ideal milk and soda. Company required certificate is not valid. The company certificate expired on the 11th of April 2020, and nobody contract in the man September. Now let's enter BOST. Now BOST. So yeah, another institution. It's going to that point. I know Obi to meet na BOST to cry DNAC. Now the head of BOST, your friend Edwin Provencal, also Provencal. This is the MD of BOST. Now, BOST by news moved some time back about some 600,000 liters of diesel or say petrol evaporating over $5 million a year. I ever seen the nipa of fire. Now, there's something happening at BOST. The documents I'll be showing today, they are confidential documents at Obian Sankai. Now, and yet when a bulky document maybe show all the scandals or all the misappropriations across BOST. The Auditor General knows they are covering it up. The MD at BOST, he has a copy of this. The President of the Republic, he has a copy of this. The Auditor General has a copy of this. The Audit Service Board, board chair, he has a copy of this. And yeah, the MD of BOST also has a copy of this. The President of the Republic of Ghana, he has a copy of this confidential document. Makajam say we are going to serialize it. Every 1 week be al make document no there a womb. And we are going to take care of one part of it. Now, audit service, they conducted an internal audit of BOST. Omo call BOST, omo omo year internal audit. The year 2021. Now, the reason why we are doing this is recently it is state-owned enterprises, no. Omo de Ghana ka and I say corruption course so e sika e free institutions are abind the almost over 5 billion. And to date, the Auditor General, the Special Prosecutor, the Yoko, and the Ghana Police Service CID, they have not arrested anybody. The Auditor General has not surcharged even an ant. Abroad, the law states it clear. Say the Auditor General, after conducting all these things, if the institution, the leaders, the people there are not able to satisfy what he or she is looking for, the Auditor General should go ahead and surcharge, prosecute, and make sure people end up in jail. All the way from 2017, the Auditor General or try said he is going to surcharge was Dumelivo, and Dumelivo was almost jailed. Akuffoaddo ended up kicking or sacking Dumelivo, saying that Dumelivo has passed his retirement age. Until you need to understand, we are doing a snake and sons thing here. Now, I did we have a better no. It is going to shock you. And no, now say E11, don't ever think say you support it. And it's Ablekuma North MP na the sister the Ori glass on one country and say. These are some of the things that people like us are telling Ghanaians not to support the e-levy, and the NDC needs to fight against it because millions of dollars, some people we have given positions to in various state-owned enterprises, they are taking advantage of us, stealing from us, and the institutions that are supposed to make sure they are brought to book, they have connived with them, with the presidency, with Yoko, to shield. It is somebody like this who is the MD of BOST. So it's my BOST number one. We are another state enterprise. Dream course. This I am showing you is different from 5 billion. BOST what is happening there. Now, the audit service works in conjunction with the Auditor General. So basically, the Auditor General cannot be at everywhere. So the audit service does internal auditing and then sends it to the Auditor General. And then at the end of the day, the Auditor General will bring it out and say the Auditor General's report 2020, the Auditor General's report 2021. So the Auditor General basically nema and internal audit of state-owned enterprises. And you be no more a year. Kroll and Associate, and you be no different institutions so the audit service audited BOST to know what is happening when it comes to contracts they have given to different companies. Are the companies legit? How is BOST actually managing this appropriation, management, contract awarding? And they wanted to know, are things being done the way they are supposed to be done? Because there is a law that binds BOST when they are delivering their duty or they are doing their day-to-day activity. And I say running BOST. Into every state-owned enterprise has acts or has laws that protect it or direct its activities. And so when you go against the act or the laws, the Auditor General, it states clearly what is supposed to be done. Now remember, this current Auditor General has adopted some strategy. Anytime Obeko audit any state-owned enterprise, the language the Auditor General writes to prove say he always garnishes or tries to soften the language. But when you go to the Auditor General's Act or the Audit Act, now it is clear. But the Auditor General, knowing majority of these people were appointed by Akuffoaddo, and the report now, what they do is, even when the audit service writes the report, they go there and they massage the grammar. So it does not clearly show, but the actions and the records clearly point, fraud has been committed, corruption has been committed, but the Auditor General nicely uses words to run away, to protect people who are supposed to be prosecuted. And you are going to see some of these things clearly in today's episode. Remember, BOST issue way. This is not the first one. Ekwa Kodru a year part 23. very sensitive, very controversial, very confidential, but I'll release everything. Into the Auditor General did on one internal audit. Now, the audit, the report was directly sent to the managing director. It was actually sent directly to the management, and the leader of BOST is the managing director, who is on this screen. His name is Edwin Provencal. So the audit service wrote directly to him and say, we have audited you, and these are the mishaps, these are the corruption, these are the inconsistencies we have seen, and the act clearly says this. So what do you have to say? And I am going to show you what they actually found at BOST. Remember, the president has this report. Akuffoaddo, report with the desk. So at the end of this show, you can go on LoudSilenceNews.com. Our editors will publish it. They'll put it on Facebook. You can access it. NDC communicators there, you can act as if you have not seen it. I don't care. NDC communicators, you people can act as if you have not seen it. I don't care. The people are the ones I'm talking to. Say we are here. More problem, but the animal started with a phone. What you say? We are here. Now see this. This is the first one. Now you see this document. This document is very confidential. Almost say Ghana. Ghana. Now, this is it. It says this. So we read it now. I say Bulk Oil Transport and Storage Company Limited. Reference number BOST. This is confidential. Very, very confidential. To the managing director, Edwin Anamewa, CC'd head of accounts. So the accounting department, the boss there, also has this report from BOST, from external auditors, audit service. This was conducted 29th December 2021. 29th December 2021. So I expect to say in the 2021-2022 audit report, this should be there. I am getting ahead of the Auditor General because Auditor General another person who is covering up crime. He's not surcharging, he's not doing anything, he's protecting criminals. So we are ahead of Auditor General, and this is what is supposed to be in the 2021-2022 what? Auditor General's report. He cannot say this has not been done. Journalist Amo Ghana call the audit service and ask them, is this document legit? Subject, award of contract to technically unresponsive suppliers. Remember, this is just one part of part 23. Maybe show what is happening at BOST. Contract awarding of contract, so many things. We shall be grateful for your comments on the following audit observations. Please return your comment duly signed and dated. The response should please be furnished latest by January 7th, 2022 with our reference number quoted. So this is what the audit service sent to the managing director of BOST after they were done with their job. Section 22 of the Public Procurement Act 2003. The acts are there and we need to apply the acts. As amended, provides that a tenderer in public procurement shall, and this is the act, possess the necessary professional and technical qualifications and competence, financial resources, equipment and other fiscal facilities, managerial capabilities, reliability, experience in the procurement object and reputation, and the personnel to perform the procurement contract. These are all what the act says. These are the things BOST needs to look at. Any state enterprise needs to look at before they award a contract. And the act is the one, the act states it. And that is what the act says. So if you miss even one of these things, you cannot give a contract to anybody. because the act is a law. You cannot. It is obi balance only professional and technical qualification and competence. You can't give a contract to that person. If the personnel to perform the procurement contract, they don't have it, you can't give the contract to the person. It goes on to say, have fulfilled its obligation to pay taxes and social security contribution and any paid compensation due for damage caused to property by pollution. We noted that management awarded contracts to 12 suppliers whose statutory document had expired and not valid for any consideration for public procurement process. Details are below. So the audit service noticed something. When they did the internal auditing, they noticed that there were some companies we noted that management awarded, and this is to management. So the managing director of BOST knows this. Management awarded contracts to 12 suppliers, 12 suppliers whose statutory documents had expired. Let me move it here. Had expired and not valid for any considerations for public procurement processes. Details are provided below. Now let's go into the details. We are BOST, and these people are telling us to go and pay e-levy. We should pass e-levy. And some foolish idiots are saying they don't want to join a demonstration because they think it's political. You are foolish. Everything in Ghana is political. Every single thing in Ghana is political. So unless you don't know what you are doing, let's move forward. Now, yanko below no. Below in a bohono. And what do we see? This is what we are seeing at below, right? All right, number one, no air then. When you see the first one, let me expand it. Senabe will be able to me ready. I have too many things open here. Let me expand this for the benefit of viewers. I'm interested to me movie on this side. Now, this is what the audit service uncovered when they went to audit BOST. It says this. The number one says what? Contract, duration, date of agreement, contractor, contract sum, and then remarks. Consultancy service for the development of, as you can see there, 9 weeks contract. It was on the 4/9/2020. Contractor is Prime Environmental. Observation contract sum was 351,000 Ghana cedis for 9 weeks, and that job was what? Consultancy services for BOST. 9 weeks. 04/09/2020. And company is called Prime Environmental. 351,949.09. Remarks: SNIT and TCC issued by PES has expired. Their SNIT had expired. But still, BOST managing director, they went ahead and gave 350,000 contract to this company called Prime Environmental. How can a whole management, a whole government institution, award a contract worth over 350,000 Ghana, old Ghana says 3 billion, to a company, omunim say, the TCC, and the SNIT, they have expired, meaning the company at the end of the day is an illegal company. Number two is extension of 2 new 8 inches pipeline from AT&T tanks at jetty repairs of BOST 1 and 2 painting. Completed 8 weeks. M&B Engineering Limited, Enomunyasa contract, 5.3 million Ghana cedis. Enomudemasa company. Now, dear Nomusha Yamdema company, audit service call, what did they see? invalid PPA certificate. We gave a company $5 million contract, and the company had invalid Public Procurement Authority certificate, SNIT and tax clearance certificate prior to award, meaning the company basically does not exist. Because PPA certificate, this company did not even have. It was invalid. At that point, the person who is the owner of this company is a criminal who has been arrested because he provided fake documents, and the managing director has to be arrested because he also made sure the guy used fake documents to secure the contract. You see where we are? This is just BOST. And this one is just a piece of it. I'll be releasing everything. A document, a confidential. The Auditor General is hiding it. Akuffoaddo has this. Now, number 3, what does it say? Clearing of Tema Akosomo Petroleum Pipeline Rights of Way, TAPP. It was a 4 weeks contract. 16/7/2020. I think July 16th, 2020. No, this is our contract in my Belmont 90 Limited. That is the name. Belmont 90 Limited. 106 million Ghana cedis contract. It was for just 4 weeks. Now, what did the audit service observe there when they went to audit the BOST? SNIT certificate has expired on the 4th of March 2020, and tax certificate expired on the 12th of March 2020. The contract was given in July. But all the way in March, the company certificate had all expired. So basically, today, if this company, we are looking for the owner, and the owner says, you have not given any money to me, he can walk, because technically he does not have a company that exists, because the SNIT certificate has expired in March, and also the tax certificate has expired. Now the question is, why is the Auditor General not surcharging? Let's go to number 4. Supply of ideal milk and soda water for depots. Supply of ideal milk and soda water for depots. It was a 2 weeks contract. It was on the 9th, it was the 17th of September 2020. And I'm the side contract in my. The company that was awarded a contract is Universal Standard Complex. 98,000. That is old Ghana, 980 million. 4 weeks contract. So we gave this contract is basically about supply of ideal milk. I'm specific about the milk. Ideal milk. And then what? Soda water. Ideal milk and soda water to BOST depots. And this company, Belmont 90 Limited, BOST gave them 106,000. Sorry. They gave them 98,000. Technically, old Ghana cedis, 980 million. 98,000 is saying. Certificate to commence business not provided. Our DPPA certificate expired on April. My contract in September. The certificate of that company had expired in April. And this MD, Provencal, he sits there and makes sure this goes through. 98,000 Ghana for ideal milk, 980 million old Ghana cedis for ideal milk and soda to BOST depots. 980 million old Ghana cedis for ideal milk and soda. Company required certificate is not valid. The company certificate expired on the 11th of April 2020. And number contract in the September. Let's move forward. Number 5. Catering services for head office and depots. Catering services for head office and depots. They didn't give us the duration for the contract. They didn't tell us the date for the contract. Event Superior and others. The company that got the contract is called Event Superior and others. Date is not there. And then the duration wasn't there. Then the amount too wasn't there. Yama contract, date no, duration no, amount is no. Now, parts the earth snit expires on the 13th of January 2020. PPA expires on the 1st of January, 20th of January 2020. TCC expires on 11th, just say November. The issue is this specific company, the BBI expired, certificate, SNET, PPA. But you need value in your company duration of contract, you know, in your the month the company was given the contract is not there. And this is what audit service saw when they went there. The MD has this document. President Akuffoaddo has this on his desk. Auditor General has it. We are getting ahead of the Auditor General 2021-2022 audit. And I'm very chairman. Number 6, consultancy service for the development of strategic performance management system for BOST. Consultancy. West Tedia, Omina consultancy service. A one sika no no. Osako other institutions are omuko a year committee, omuti seminar. Those a one no. Another consultancy service, 6-week consultancy. On the 10th of November 2020, and a contract we buy. The company's name is Progiri Limited. The companies, we have digged everybody. I'll come and show you all of them, the people behind the companies. The company is Progiri Limited, 98,000. Now, what did the audit service find? Part the earth, SNIT expires, PPA expires, TCC expires. So the issue is, we're going to put the TCC expired in 2018. Some of them, their certificates and documents to show say they can. It expired like 2 years before they gave them the contract. Now we will make sure the amount of money are fast a BOST in this particular one yeah, where one pro. Where one I'm to make me serializing the depth of corruption in Ghana and how the Auditor General is helping. Now let's go to number 7. So number 7, now let's go to the next page because I think it's there. Yes, number 7. Let me enlarge it. Ideal milk and soda. Mr. Crab. Now, ideal milk, number 7, this is what is there. This is audit service. What they actually saw there. Provision of tank clearing services, 2 weeks contract. That was given on the 16th of March 2020. Laken Engineering. How many this are contract in the Laken Engineering. 87,126 Ghana, 25 pesos. Old Ghana cities here, 870 million. NPA license to operate has expired. The NPA license for this company called Laken Engineering, it has expired. That is what the audit service found. They did not have a license in the first place. So how come the MD Provençal was able to give these people that contract of 870 million for 2 weeks? So due diligence does not work again. Now, NPA license to operate has expired in 31st December 2019. This contract was given all the way in 2020, 16th of March. Their contract expired, their certificate, NPA certificate expired in 2019. Number 8. Material and repair works on 50 kVA generator set route at APD. It was a 6 weeks contract. It was given on the 6th of May 2020. The company's name is Maser Park Benchmark Limited. Maser Pack Benchmark Limited. That is the company. We are on it. We are checking every company. We will show you the people behind the companies. They all have to go to jail because they provided fake documents. How much was the contract? 1 million Ghana cedis. 1.99 million. 1,099,000. Now, what did SNIT find? Audit Service find? Expired documents, tax clearance. 2019, it expired in 2019. The contract was awarded in 2020. Ministry of Roads and Highways Certificate of Classification, August 18, 2019. It has also expired. So, on what basis were they basing? On what basis were they giving these people the contract? What due diligence did they do? What did they ask for? What documents were they asking for? What did the people provide to them? Number 9. Procurement of 20,000 liters aqueous film foaming foam concentrate for all BOST depots. It was a 6-week contract. It was in 2020. That is May 6th, and that's the Messiah. Okay. Now let's go to number 10. Installation of bulbs. In fact, when I go into the document, I will show you what this bulb contract it is. You'll be shocked. When near first, later when I come, I will show you something they are doing at BOST. See, installation of bulbs and street lights at depot. Installation of bulbs, they gave it out as a contract. Whilst the people who work at the depots, they can just put bulb there, bulb. La ilaha illallah. Installation of bulbs, you had to give it out. You had to give it out as a contract. Now, the people working at BOST offices in the depots, can they just fix bulb? It was a 3 weeks contract. Do you know the bulbs? They are provided by ECG for free to BOST. Do you know that? Do you know the bulbs? The bulbs. They are contract. So, Obin Kwasha bulb, When you say the bulbs itself, they are provided by ECG. The people who got a contract are not supposed to go buy their own bulbs. So they go and take the bulbs free from ECG. Now see what is here. 3 weeks contract was given in 2020. Unity Egmak Company. Let me see if I think the Unity guys, Nipana, who is behind that company, it came out. I think I have it. Let me tell you the person behind that company. This is Kent. Unity Egmak. Where did I save that one? I will show you all the guys. Unity Engimak or Engimak or whatever. Engimak company. 178,252.52. Bob no mo question no. Enyo mo no talk bulbs no. ECG gave them the bulbs. The contract was awarded to this company 178,000. Old Ghana cedis 1.7 billion. ECG contractors license expired on. In the first place, no, you're not talking about no. The license is why expire. No TCC provided. Work certificate expired. No SNIT certificate provided. So, who are these people? I need to find this person behind this Engimak or whatever company. Let me see. I have a lot of them here, and then I need to. This one is HF. This one is me person who is behind this company, because my guys have been working day and night to get me these things. I have too many companies here. Oh man, I have this on the system. So omo mukosha bobo no omo contract no 178,000. They don't have a certificate. They don't have SNIT certificate. ECG license is expired. Every single document they provided has expired. BOST, Provencal, also Provencal, and this audit is by the audit service. If they want, they should come out and say, "I am a liar." I'm going to serialize this. My mom who say, "11, you don't need to do it all." A Krobi Kranka uprising has started. You don't need to pay any 11. You don't need to accept it all. Now, let's go to number 11. It's almost 6. Goodness. Supply of BOST branded nose mask. Supply of BOST branded nose mask. Into COVID-19 nose mask. No go for the catcher, sir. BOST for GB. I go for this line. 3 weeks contracts. Nose mask, BOST, 3 weeks contracts. The moment so provided branded BOST nose mask. It was given. The contract was awarded in 2020, right? CD Hanko Trading Enterprise. CD Hanko Trading Enterprise. The nyasa deal, no. Yet you're saying 99,000 old Ghana citizens, no. As a 990 million. 99 1,000 per now I am saying 1 billion old Ghana to provide branded nose mask. Now here the audit service in here. SNIT expires on July 10th, 2020, with TCC expired in July 2020. Remember, the contract was given in December 2020. You see where we are? Now, Sankofo Sabah Catcher will say, we have to pay e-levy. Now, when you're Ablekuma North MP, no, why don't you say, say you are blaming NDC? This is government institutional. This is state-owned enterprise, BOST. And this is audit service. Where part 1, part 23. And this document is nowhere. Auditor General should come out and say it's a lie. Ekufuaddo has it. Auditor General has it. Audit Board Service have it. Omuyina have it. Now number 12. Supply of 8,000 PCs of BOST branded. 8,000 pieces of BOST branded. The contract was given in 2020. This is our contract in my Contra Pack Limited. Omonomia company. This is our contract in Contra Pack. In any country, and all these companies, the owners will be in jail. They will jail all of them. Because we really act here. They have provided documents that are fake to win contracts, government contract, and the MD of BOST should be going to jail tomorrow. The Auditor General, the special prosecutor should be calling this guy tomorrow. But will he do it? Number 12, Contra Pack Limited, 98,000. TCC expired on July 28, 2020. The contract was given in December 2020, in October 2020. So where is the due diligence? Who is watching who? Who is making sure our money is protected? If these people come tomorrow and we send the office, a special prosecutor or the Auditor General after them and they say, my company wasn't in existence, I don't even know how I got this contract, what are we going to say? Because if I am the person and you are coming after, I will tell you, you can see. My company is not even valid to do any job. My certificates are all expired. How come my documents were there? Maybe somebody stole it because it's not even like my documents are all expired. I didn't. What are we going to do? Who are we going to arrest? Now, let's move on. This mosquito repellent dash. Mosquito repellent in account. Now we are afraid I break it down as we go along. What is inside the document? The pages are a lot, but it is self-explanatory. Into yeka 11, na me chama the Corinthian is 11. This is the last comment by the audit service. They say the tender evaluation panels and the entity tender committee failed to meticulously scrutinize the tender document submitted for evaluation before awarding the contract. What does the act say? When people who have been given the job to make sure meticulously to be vigilant and double check documents, If those people fail to do their job, what does the Constitution say? What does the Act say? The second paragraph says this: the purpose for the tendering process have not been met. You see, the audit service, they are protecting these criminals by making sure that their statements are statements they can run around and defend themselves. You don't see this. The purpose for the tendering process have not been met. No. It goes on to say this: hence, unresponsive and unqualified suppliers were given the nod at the expense of the more responsive suppliers. So if people who are not qualified, people who did not provide the right documents and given the award, instead of those who qualify, it means somebody breached the law. What they are trying to hide here is they want to say somebody has broken the law, that person has to be dealt with, but they don't want to specifically say it. So the audit service and the auditor general, they play with words. What they are trying to say in this paragraph is obia di boni. And what does the Act say? What does the law say? The third paragraph says this: we urge the procurement team to request for valid statutory documents from the said suppliers and also ensure that the tenderers present valid documents before contracts are awarded to them. Contracts have already been awarded. People have already been paid. We are talking about a whopping amount of over 360 million Ghana cedis gone. By the time I am done with this document, everything, you will see an amount of over 360 million gone. And it's not money that we cannot retrieve. It is the deliberate action of people we have put in positions to make sure these leakages does not happen. So why is the Auditor General not surcharging? Why is the Auditor General has been from 2020, we are in 2022? Why is the Auditor General now begging them to correct? You're not supposed to correct. In the first place, the Act makes it clear. They have brought invalid documents. Some of them, their certificate had even expired over a year. So how can an Auditor General suggest this? You just have to say people have broken the law, they have breached the law. This is what the Act says. They need to face the law. And these same idiots will come and tell you, pay e-levy. We are losing these amounts of money from deliberate actions of MDs, people at BOST. Do you know that at BOST, when the transport cars no cause oil acquire, they pay somewhere between, what's the amount? They pay somewhere between 5,000 to 6,000. Every truck be able to BOST to say, echo BOST drivers, they will tell you. Every truck be able to BOST say ekofa oil akono. They pay 6,000 Ghana before their trucks are loaded. Those monies don't go into our receipt. Do you know that? Those monies, the 6,000 they charge every truck. I able to BOST depot be able to go and take oil. The transport, every single transport. And do you know every day BOST fills about between 100 and 120 trucks? Do your calculation. Every single day, BOST fills about between 100 and 120 trucks a day. They take 6,000 from every truck. And that 6,000 is behind the scenes. It is not on the system. And you are telling me this is not a major crisis? I've not gone into the details. I will go into the details and I will show you what the audit service wrote and the act that goes against it and why people have to be jailed. Makacham said this BOST scandal or BOST rot, this is just one. It's all the way to part 23. Men serializing, are you people will be confused. This is the first one. The LoudSilenceNews.com team will provide the document at the end of the day, later in the night or tomorrow morning. Our website, you will see the story there. The document will be there. Call BOST MD. Does he have this document? Call the presidency. Call audit service. Call audit service board. Call them and say, this confidential document, why is nobody taking action? Why do they still want us to pay e-levy? And this is just a small part. I will be coming and breaking it down to specific companies and what the audit service wrote and said should be done.